Good afternoon, myself Priyanka Jadhav from Department of Biochemistry, KTHM College. Today I am going to tell you about cell communication, which is under cell biology and membrane biochemistry in biochemistry syllabus, in which we will study about the cell adhesion and junction. Today we will study about the what is cell communication, how cell communicate, and in them in that cell adhesion molecules, how cell adhesion molecules and cell junctions helps to cell communication, and there in that different types of cell junction molecules, uh, different type of junctions, different type of cell adhesion molecules. Now cell adhesion molecules. Okay, basically animals are of two types, unicellular and multicellular. So the question rises how these multicellular organisms are formed. These multicellular organisms are formed by the combination of cells. Cell is a basic unit of life, and a group of cells form tissue, and group of tissue forms an organ, group of organ form an organism. And for to formation of organism, there is requirement of cell communication. One cell is communicate with the another cell, pass the signal, and join, and then it forms a tissue. Cell is generally embedded in the extracellular matrix, which is embedded in the extracellular matrix. So it function to the multicellularity. For that, there is possible multicellularity is possible due to embedation of cell in the extracellular matrix. Uh, for Due to cell communication, a undifferentiated mass of cell is converted into a whole organism, means that is embryo. Uh, Now we will study about the cell adhesion molecules. Cell adhesion molecules, these are the surface binding proteins, subset of proteins, and it embedded into the extracellular matrix. It present in the outer membrane of cell. Cell adhesion molecules are the cell surface involved in the binding with the other cells or with the adhesion molecules, and the subset of cell adhesion proteins which is located on the cell extracellular matrix. In the process, that process called cell adhesion. Cell adhesion molecules helps to stick to the another cell. There are four different types of cell adhesion molecules are there. Those are integrins, cadherins, Ig superfamily, and selectin. Integrins are basically famous for the cell to extracellular matrix communication. Cell communicate in two different ways, indirect contact and direct contact. In direct contact, cell communicate with the another cell directly by passing the signal, and in indirect contact, cell generally signal to the extracellular matrix, and that signal is then transferred towards the another cell. In such way, in cell communicate. Now, four different types of cell adhesion molecules: integrins, selectin, cadherin, and Ig superfamily. Integrins are basically a transmembrane protein. Cadherin is a transmembrane glycoprotein. Ig superfamily is also a transmembrane glycoprotein, and selectin is a glycoprotein. All are transmembrane protein embedded in the extracellular matrix and in a plasma membrane. Integrins is basically a dimer protein. Dimer protein means it is formed by two different types of protein which is close together, while cadherin, selectin, and immunoglobulin superfamily these are the monomeric protein. Integrins. It is a major cell surface receptor protein which is attached to the cell to the ECM. It passes signal. It generally involved in the anchoring junction. Its family of transmembrane protein, and integrins are formed by 18 types, two dimer. Those are alpha and beta. Alpha is formed by 18 type of polypeptide chain, while beta is of 8 polypeptides. which is bind non-covalently. In inactive state, integrins are down, while in active state it open, and it communicate with the extracellular matrix by the signal. Extracellular matrix having a signal which will attach to the some residue, a sequence like arginine, glycine and aspartate, and ECM containing collagen, fibronectin and laminin. In such a way, integrins communicate with the extracellular matrix. Cadherins are famous for the cell to cell communication, means it's direct involved in the direct communication. And cadherins are calcium dependent proteins. There are different types of cadherin: N cadherin, P cadherin and E cadherin, means neural cadherin, placental cadherin and epithelial cadherin. It bind to structurally to the same cadherin, means cadherin is a homophilic in nature, means it binds to the another cadherin of the cell, means it communicate with the another cell and another cell of cadherin. A catenin protein is there which is help to the cadherin for the cell communication. Such type of communication is there. Catenin proteins are there, and actin filament which is present to the another to the ECM. Now, members of immunoglobulin superfamily, it's also a transmembrane glycoprotein, but it's strictly a calcium independent protein. Uh, this is a group of large extra cellular polypeptide chain uh, present in a transmembrane in a group, but it form a single polypeptide molecule like shown in a PPT. Each polypeptide chain having a 7 to 100 amino acids are there. There are different types of Ig superfamily like VCAM, NCAM and PECAM. Selectin are the glycoprotein in nature, okay, and it is a calcium dependent binding protein. It's an extracellular domain, binds to the carbohydrate ligand containing fructose, salicylic acid and sugar moieties. It binds to the sugar moieties for the cell communication. Functions. Cell surface adhesion molecules play vital roles in a cell communication. It helps to form a junctions between the two cells. It helps to form a junction between a cell and extracellular matrix, and these variety of proteins helps to functionalize the cell and forming a tissues. Due to cell adhesion molecules, there is a possibility of cell growth, cell differentiation, embryogenesis, immune cell transmigration, response, and cancer metastasis. Now, cell junction. Junction is the point where two things are connected, and cell junction is the point where two cells are connected. There are different types of cell junction like occluding junction, communicating junctions and adhering junction, anchoring junction. These different type of junctions helps function in a different way, like it prevent the leakage of molecules, moieties, uh, and it helps to uh, helps to formation of bridges, and it helps to passing the signals, nerve impulses. In nerve cells, signal transmembrane signal is transmitted by this junction. Now, types of cell junction. Three types of cell junctions are there: occluding junction, communicating junction and anchoring junction. And fourth different type is also there called as signal relying junction. This signal relying junction is uh, some in some books there is study of signal relying junction is there, but in some books there is not signal relying junction study. because of signal relay junction is under the category of communicating junction, because signal relay junction is only involved transmission of nerve impulses. Okay, and these nerve impulses is generally a communication. Now, occluding junction. Occluding junction are of two types, tight junction and adhering junction. Occluding junction functions to prevent the leakage of different type of molecules. Now, communicating junction are of two types, gap junction and chemical synapse. And communicating junction is function to the transmission of signals, transfer of proteins or transfer of different type of molecules. Now, anchoring junction including only connection between the two cells, and it containing desmosome and hemidesmosomes like protein, which helps to communication. Occluding junction, a cell junction that seals cell together in an epithelium in a way that it prevents even a small molecules from leaking from one side to the another side. Tight junction. Occluding junction are closely associated to two cells whose membrane join together. A type of junction complex present only in vertebrates. Now, tight junction. Tight junction provide strength, selective permeability, then fencing function, maintenance cell polarity. Maintaining cell polarity means in a cell and in a extracellular matrix, two different type of charges are there. So due to tight junction, their cell polarity is possible. Now, in blood brain barrier is also there is tight junction. Clouding 16, a thick junction of ascending loop of Henle involving tight junction. Clouding 15, permeability of cations and anions. These junction also provide a prevention of wear and tear of the cell. Now, adhering junction. Adhering junction including two types, desmosome and hemidesmosomes, which connects the intermediate filament of one cell to the another cell. Adhering junction involving cell to cell communication by connection of intermediate filament. Desmosomes, which is also known as macula adherens, is a cell structure specialized cell to cell adhesion. It desmosome including desmoglein, desmocholine, members of cadherin family, and it involved a calcium dependent adhesion molecules, means adhering junctions including cadherin protease of adhesion molecules. Such type of connection are found in desmosomes. Desmosomes including cell to cell communication via intermediate filaments of the another cell. An adhering junction including a cadherin. Now, hemidesmosome, it look like a half desmosomes and attached to cell underlying basal lamellae. Means there is no such difference between the desmosomes and hemidesmosome. Desmosomes is connect via the intermediate filament, while hemidesmosomes is connect via the basal lamina. And one more difference is there. Desmosomes including cadherin family, while hemidesmosome including integrine family. So it generally involved in the cell to the extracellular matrix communication. Now, third type of junction, communicating junction. Communicating junctions helps to the transmission of signals, ions, molecules, and it including gap junction and chemical synapse. Gap junction is a cluster of intercellular channels that allow direct diffusion of ions. Gap junction having a gap, so there is a direct diffusion is possible of ions and molecules and different type of signals. A gap junction having an intercellular space narrows to the 25 nanometer to the 3 nanometer. This is the electro-microscopic structure of gap junction. Function of gap junction including channel passage, substance having a molecular weight less than 1000. Such type of molecule which is having a molecular weight less than 1000 is transmit via the gap junction. Now, chemical synapse. Chemical synapse is the second type of communicating junction including nerve cells communication, and muscle cells communication. Anchoring junctions are the junction which provides strength to the cell by acting like mechanical attachment. Means this junction helps to the cell for tight attachment and to prevent the wear and tear, and prevent also the cutting of cells. Such type of junction are there in anchoring junction. Summary. So, in today's lecture, we will study that cell adhesion molecules, different type of cell adhesion molecules, including integrin, cadherin, selectin, immunoglobulin superfamily. And then in cell junction, we will study occluding junction, including tight junction, adhering junction, communicating junction, including gap junction and chemical synapses there, and anchoring junction. So assignment, there are different type of questions is there, which you have to study. That explain cell adhesion molecules in a table format, means you have to form a table: integrin, selectin, immunoglobulin superfamily, and cadherin. And in that table you have to include their connection, means which type of connection is there, cell to cell communication is there, or cell to extracellular matrix communication is there, which type of proteins are included, and which type of junction are found. Then differentiate between desmosome and hemidesmosome, and gap junction, tight junction, and communication in chemical synapse. In next lecture, we will study about the extracellular matrix, in which we will study the collagen, elastin, and fibronectin, and intercellular recognition. Thank you.